nice and translucent. In a large bowl, combine your crab meat, breadcrumbs, mustard, mayo, egg, salt, and pepper, and stir to combine. If it's not sticking together, try sticking another egg in there. Now, use your hands to form the patty and gently pat them flat. Once that's done, heat a pan with some more oil and get ready to cook your Krabby Patty. Wait, doesn't this say Krabby on medium-high and cook each side of those patties until they're golden brown? This should take about 2 minutes per side. Now that your patties are finished, it's time to create the burger itself. Stack it on up with all the necessary ingredients. Well, all incredibly rich, nutty, decadent chocolate chip cookies. Add the butter to the pan over medium heat and begin moving the butter around as it melts. Stir it continuously to ensure the butter heats evenly. It will begin to foam around the edges, and after 5 to 8 minutes, the foam will subside and the solids at the bottom will toast. It's ready once it turns golden brown and smells like buttery, nutty goodness. Sift together the flour, baking soda, and salt. In a stand mixer fitted with a paddle, add the sugar and brown butter and mix until combined. Add the eggs one at a time, the vanilla, and pineapple juice. Add the flour mixture all at once and blend until a dough forms. Now we fold in the chocolate. Oh yeah, nothing like fresh cookie dough. Chill the dough for at least an hour. Then scoop out 2½ tablespoon lumps of dough and place them on a parchment-covered baking tray. Leave about 3 inches of space between them. Bake for 15 minutes at 325 degrees Fahrenheit or until the edges are golden. Grandma, your chocolate from SpongeBob's house, cut it into chunks and slice it from there. In a blender, combine soy milk, powdered kelp extract, 1 green apple, a handful of spinach, a banana, and of course your pineapple, and blend it until smooth. And look, a deliciously green and frothy drink that has all the colorings and flavor of a healthy kelp shake. And voila!
First, you're going to brown a pound of hamburger meat in a lightly oiled skillet. Then, you'll add diced white onions and cook until translucent. This is when you'll add your liquid smoke seasoning, just a dab, to give it that smoky kick like it's fresh off the grill in the Krusty Krab kitchen. Sprinkle some salt and pepper, and keep on cooking until your meat is brown and your onions are soft. A cheeseburger pizza can't have marinara, so we're making a special sauce. Start in a bowl with mayo, ketchup, and mustard, and mix it all up. Last step before putting it together is chopping up all your mushrooms. Roll out your pizza dough, folding the edges over to build a crust. Then you'll spread your sauce all over and add a healthy layer of pickles. Sprinkle your meat and onions over the entire thing. Cover the meat with shredded cheese, and then top with mushrooms. Finally, you'll add a layer of pepperoni on top, and pop in a 450-degree oven for 25 minutes. First, you're going to prepare your cake batter, and then divide it evenly into 6 different bowls. Now this is where the process starts to get pretty. You'll color them individually with food coloring. And that'll give you batter that is yellow, orange, red, pink, purple, and green. In a prepared cupcake pan, pour in 2 of each color. And pop in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 20 to 25 minutes. Next up, we melt candy melts by color in the microwave. Draw a cheese stencil on a piece of paper and place a square of wax paper on top. Drop a spoonful of candy melts and spread to the edges of your stencil. Once you've done that, cover with another square of wax paper, gently smooth it out, and pop it in the fridge to harden. Next, we'll color our frosting. Like the batter, divide it evenly into 6 bowls and color accordingly. Then put into a Ziploc, which we'll use as a piping bag. Now, the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to assemble our pretty patties. Cut each cupcake in half horizontally. Squeeze some frosting on top of the bottom piece, then place the same color cheese candy melt on top. Add another dollop of frosting and place on the top half of the cupcake to seal the deal. Poke holes on the top of the cupcake to add edible pearls as your sesame seeds. Do this 5 more times and ta-da!
All the 3 classic flavors in one butter and sugar together in a stand mixer. Look at all that butter. Once that's done, add in your egg and vanilla extract. In a separate container, sift together your flour, cocoa powder, and salt. Mix it up with that rainbow whisk. Slowly pour this into your butter mixture and beat until it becomes cookie cat dough. Wrap your dough in plastic wrap and stick it in the refrigerator for 15 minutes to chill. To make our cookie cat, we're also going to need custom cookie cutters. Alternating vanilla and strawberry ice cream. Use your cookie cat cutter to cut out each shape and place it on some wax paper to freeze again. Roll out your cookie cat dough, cut out your cookie cats and place them on a baking sheet. Punch out eye holes for half of your cookies and then bake for 12 to 15 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. When they're done baking, let them cool for 30 minutes. Next, cut out your ice cream segments from your wax paper individually. Then place your cookie cat bottoms on each, flip it over, and place the cookie cat head on top. Place these back in the freezer for a while if the ice cream is melting, and voila! You've made the Look at you! You were at...
Smallest thing you keep going.
You got the power button.
Well,
Look at you!
You were out of control.
Okay.
you got two of mine.
Wash and skin your potatoes, then slice into thin sections. Cut them down the lengthwise and across. Since we're baking our fries, we'll need to get them extra crispy, so we're soaking them in a bowl of water for 30 minutes to remove some of the starch. Afterwards, drain the water and pat them down with a paper towel to get them as dry
I'm
as
looking for
possible.
my
Coat them
cigarette.
with olive oil
Follow
and
me.
season
Well,
with
I
salt,
gotta
garlic
find
powder, and black pepper, and continue mixing until the fries are evenly coated. Put some parchment paper on a baking pan and spread out your fry bits. Bake for 30 minutes at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, flipping it over halfway through. Then increase the temperature to 425 and cook until the edges are crisp and slightly toasted. While these are cooking, download our custom Beach City paper bags and voila! Steven, you know, cut them up. Just make sure the end result is a thick and square-shaped fry. Pat them down with a paper towel to remove excess moisture, then use a skewer to poke a hole through the french fry.
Hey.
Fill up a piping bag with some ketchup, then carefully insert the tip into the fry and squeeze the ketchup until it is filled. Once these are ready, heat up some oil to 375 degrees Fahrenheit and add in the fries, allowing them to fry for 5 minutes or until golden brown. Line them up on a
Okay.
white plate, sprinkle with some fancy schmancy truffle salt and a sprig of parsley, and they're ready to serve. For the pizza, slice the bagels in half and brush them with butter or olive oil and minced garlic, then stick them in the oven at 400 degrees for 5 to 7 minutes or until they're golden and toasted. Use cream cheese to fill the hole in the middle, then cover them with marinara sauce, little cuts of cream cheese just like Steven's, and lastly add fresh basil and chili flakes to finish the look. Voila! You've got ketchup sushi.
Yep.
Begin by combining Japanese rice vinegar, sugar, salt, and vegetable oil in a saucepan. Stir on medium heat until the sugar has fully dissolved. Pour this mixture onto some sushi rice and stir thoroughly before letting cool to room temperature. Steven's special sauce for his snack sushi is simply a nice mix of mayonnaise and sriracha hot sauce. Stir until it's totally combined in a uniform color throughout. Slice your avocado in half. Extract the pit, and then make vertical cuts up and down the long side. Use a spoon to scoop out the cut avocados and set aside. Let's make some sushi! Lay out a bamboo mat and place your seaweed paper on top. Use a wooden spoon to evenly spread out the sushi rice across the seaweed paper. Place your avocado slices on top, then the very delicious and unconventional cheese puffs, and use the bamboo mat to slowly roll out, squeeze and tighten, and roll out again until you've got a long, complete roll. Cut into sections using a sharp knife, and would you look at that, it's some kind of sushi. The tops of each. And voila! You've made Steven Universe. Use a metallic circle mold, or an egg mold in our case. Fry up an egg and flip it when one side is cooked through. Once it's done, assemble your bagel with some of your ham, fried egg, and cheese, and top it off. Our second bagel, salmon, and a generous heaping of cream cheese on top before placing the bagel and finishing it off. Our final bagel sandwich is simple. 2 folded pieces of ham on both sides, a fried egg over hard, a slice of cheese, top it off, and toast it. And voila! I'm going to start by making a homemade pumpkin spice that's cinnamon, ground ginger, nutmeg, allspice, and ground cloves. Stir these together, and you can save this away for use in future recipes if you'd like. Our cake batter is a basic box cake recipe combined with a can of pumpkin puree, 2 teaspoons of our pumpkin pie spice, and a little extra cinnamon on top. Stir it until it's completely mixed, and first fill up a little cupcake and then bring in your floured bun pans for the rest of the batter. We'll need to make 2 of these to complete the pumpkin effect. Next comes the frosting, which is as always an absurd amount of softened butter, cream cheese, pumpkin puree, and pumpkin pie spice before mixing it all together. Now slowly add in cup after cup of powdered sugar and keep stirring. Yes, this is an unhealthy, albeit ridiculously tasty frosting. So it goes in the baking world. To give it that perfect color, add in orange gel food coloring, a little more powdered sugar to get the exact right consistency, and you've got an amazing frosting. When your bundt cakes are done baking, trim the bottoms of each with a knife or leveler. Place a layer of frosting in the middle, smooth it out, and line the bundt cakes on top of each other so they match. Next, using a knife, we're going to make the pumpkin shape of the 2 to fill the gap, and let's begin the frosting process. This is going to take a while, so be patient and be thorough. We're starting it off with an initial